Hey folks, welcome back to Trials of Mana. I'm the Mysterious JG. So, I checked it out online. Ice Labyrinth 4 is unique to Angela's post-game quest, so I guess that's why we didn't see it. I thought for a while there was a special thing that happens when you are idle too long, because Duran said, "Come on!" But then I found out I had accidentally switched to him without realizing it.
Don't keep me waiting.
Anyway, so remember how earlier there was like a jumping bit where I missed a jump and I was like, oh, well, I kind of landed in the right place anyway. That's because what I've realized is they don't show you where the little cactuses are on the map when you've missed them. You just can tell in the map screen that there's a certain number of little cactuses in a dungeon. I guess I kind of knew that and I forgot since the last session. Either way, there it is. That sequence of jumps I missed. Sequence of jumps I missed. Yeah. It's at the very end of that. So there we go. The little cactus prevented us from sliding off the edge. Thank you, little cactus, for using your magic. Higher chance of good yields from seeds. That's nice. If I'd realized we were one little cactus away from getting that, I probably wouldn't have put all our seeds into the seed bin a couple of videos ago. Prize here. Might be it stopped me from falling because I can't fall here. Yeah, it doesn't... Oh, no, never mind. You can. Alright, so that's it. We can get out of here now. But when I say we're never coming back, I am wrong. I said we would never be coming back to Mulbear Moors. That, I guess, is going to depend on the content of the post-game quest, because I kind of thought they were all in this one self-confined post-game dungeon, but it looks like you do some stuff with old dungeons. Revisiting them for fun profits. I know all of these characters have some kind of super boss fight, like against their own doppelganger, so to speak, to unlock their fourth post-game form, which for Angela will be... I've seen the pictures of both of her outfits. Her dark outfit is just, like, silly. She looks like Morgan, basically. From Darkstalkers, kind of, ish. Her light costume, I don't find as appealing from the pictures as these other ones. But I really gotta stop talking so much about Angela's freaking outfits. They do look more different from each other. Well, Duran's outfits, some of them actually look pretty different. He's got that whole, like, berserker skull motif in one of his forms. But, yeah, Charlotte is just, like, kind of the same thing every time with different colored stuff. Rize gets some variety. Hawk gets... They definitely put more work into Angela and Rize's costumes than anyone else, which is not terribly shocking. But yeah, Hawkeye and Duran got a little bit of variation. I don't remember Kevin looking that different from one form to another, and just flipping through the class guides on this game. I don't know if I cut that short or not. I tried to. I think we've seen that enough times now. Get a little more dialogue, or did you already get your dialogue out this time before we hopped on Flamey? Because usually it's only when we hop on Flamey that they give you a little pep talk that you've only got one or... You know, you've only got however many left to kill.
Tidus is supposed to be to the west of Buka Island, right?
How do we learn that?
Let's see how good those weapons they sell are. With some good equipment, we can take on the Benevodon of Darkness.
He's kind of into weapons and armor. That's sort of his thing. Oh, that's right, and I think this place is kind of vaguely connected with the Forest of... or Jungle of Illusions. Or maybe I'm wrong. This is the Jungle of Visions, but it is where they want us to go next. So I think the Jungle of Visions, if you unlock the whole thing, this will eventually lead you to the Mirage Palace, which is the final dungeon where you fight Kevin and Charlotte's... like, that's where you would kill... Death Jester, and that's where you would fight the priest of... like, the fallen priest, whatever the heck his name is, the tainted soul. So we'll probably just get a tiny little bit of the Jungle of Visions, and then won't be able to go into the full thing, which is reserved for a different story path. Ferolia Beast Kingdom. Ferolia is located in the western continent of Duskmoon Forest. Corner of Duskmoon Forest. It's home to persecuted beastmen and ruled by the king of Ferolia. Many of its inhabitants are wary of humans. But they do like Wolfman Jack. And they are fiercely opposed to Wolfman Jack's brother, who was trying to deny the world Wolfman Jack technology, even though he had Wolfman Jack's blessing in doing it. So maybe I shouldn't assume I understand where the werewolves stand on that important issue. Got a chocolate. Huzzah. silver item seed. Huzzah. Got our jungle music, so we could expect German Obama to show up at any time with evil plans. A little shout out for the fans of my work with Zerfall, helping poor children of the world get exposed to Robotrek. Ancient capital Peta. I guess this is like, didn't they have Petra in Final Fantasy X-2? Are these like is Japan referencing the actual Petra ruins, which I guess is, they didn't call it that, but that's the building.
There's nothing here. Are you sure this is where Peta is supposed to be?
It should be here. Huh. Maybe we should rest somewhere before we search.
Hint, hint. But, yeah, it's like the Petra ruins is a real thing. It's, it was not called Petra. Well, maybe it was in Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and Last Crusade. But they shot those scenes of the temple where the Ark of the Covenant was hidden in the Petra ruins, which is a real thing. Which reminds me, I got more annoyed by this than I should have been, but like this weeks ago, this before the late great Alex Trebek. Oh man, I shouldn't talk about Alex Trebek. That hit me hard, guys. Like watching Jeopardy in the hospital with my parents, like when I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks recovering from the last surgery, like Jeopardy was the thing. It was, I could talk about, it had not been a big thing, but suddenly became a really big thing, watching Jeopardy with the folks. Anyway, no, but there was a clue about, the answer was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and the contestant rang in and said, what is Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark? And Alex said no. And then they came back from commercial and said, change of score, Raiders of the Lost Ark has been marketed in various box sets since the film came out as Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was so fucking pissed. Shit bothers me almost as much as people calling Star Wars A New Hope. I'm like, no, that's not the fucking name. It's called Star Wars. God damn it. No little cactuses here, but there is a place to rest.
Welcome.
I have a comment that you make it stay free of charge. Okay.
Come again.
He's, like, invisible. But I think that's how it worked in the last game. There is, like, an invisible shopkeeper who will just let you stay at this inn. Dozing till dawn. But yeah, we have to come sleep at the ancient ruins, and there's some kind of weird time. Like, I guess it's a little bit like Tales of Vesperia. You had that weird Shangri-La Chinese village that was like unstuck in time somehow. Talk about a meandering game whose thread I completely lost before it was done, but like all the individual aspects of Tales of Vesperia I remember were really fun. But like another Tales game came out and I was like, nope. I didn't notice a seed box in there. Yeah, so now it's suddenly, is it no longer a ruin, or is it? Yeah, it's no longer even a ruin. So somehow us sleeping and getting up in the daytime, this place is the city. Some place is a city that never sleeps. This is a city that you have to sleep, because if you don't, you'll not be able to see.
What happened? Everything is different.
This city is as strange as I heard.
This place is worse than
Bet
Belgium.
we can find a lead on the Benevodon of Darkness here.
Well, I sure hope so, because otherwise the plot's kind of stuck. Duran seems pretty confused, although he's pretty excited, too. Well, that's weird. Everything was run down until we fell asleep. What happened? Legit question, Duran. So I find Shabbat.
Wait 1 second. How did this town get here? Everyone seems so busy all of a sudden, as opposed to not existing.
We got a question seed. And now there is a little cactus to be found, which in fairness did not exist before because this is a completely separate map.
Word has spread of our quality gear and weapons. Famous knights are known to stop by too, you know. But they don't get anything unless they sleep here. His Highness Prince Richard and the Golden Knight are going to beat up the Dragon Lord.
Oh, so there is some kind of past element to this. Richard is, of course, the king of Valsena, and probably, almost certainly, Angela's dad. Not clear whether she's pieced that together yet, but the Golden Knight is Duran's father. We know that. And we also believe, I keep forgetting, I'm pretty sure we hit the point in the story where we've been told flat out the Darkshine Knight is Duran's father, having been corrupted by, the evil powers of the Dragon King.
Did you see the prophecy? I don't really get it, but the old man that takes care of it can tell you more. This is Peta.
Okay, well, thanks. Thanks for that one, kid.
When I speak to a small child, I expect to be given lots of important and incredible information.
Credible, I should say, not incredible. Like, I love my niece to death, but, I mean, if I go up and talk to her and she doesn't give me credible information about my next immediate objective in life, I gotta smack her around a little bit. This is not true.
I got Prince Richard and the Golden Knight to give me their autographs.
Part of me wishes we were playing as Duran now, but he wouldn't respond to any of this anyway, so who cares? Guys, we're getting real close to unlocking all of the little cacti, although it's not going to mean that there won't be much of the main story left. As a matter of fact, the last little cactus, I believe, is in the screen before the final boss fight. But whatever treasures we get for that, I'm sure they'll be useful for post-game.
We're to spread for quality of years and weapons. They call us the one-stop Woppet Shoppet.
Oh, there's a little cactus. Speak of the devil. Speak of Cao Cao, and he shall appear. You found little cactus. He says, better to wrong the world than to let it wrong me. Cao Cao's pretty fucking badass, actually. He could be an able minister in times of peace, or a treacherous villain in times of chaos. This prediction pleased Cao Cao greatly.
If the Dragon Lord were to pass through this town, we'd have nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. And nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Something, something, I don't remember the words. It's a shame because I like this song.
Okay, not much going on here. Guess at this point I can probably, now that I got little cactus, I can just chat with the folks who matter. Oh, there's a Mana Stone scholar here, Have you seen him yet? The jungle of visions to the west of Pedra is a town so dense it's like a maze. Careful you don't get lost in there. By the way, I'm actually Jose as a young man. There's a large castle deep in the jungle called Mirage Palace, where the foliage has gotten too thick to reach it lately. That must be the Mirage Palace that I've heard them talk so much about lately. Welcome. So these awesome Woppets we're supposed to be so excited about are not as good as the ones we're getting in seeds.
I'll make use of this.
Which is fine, I suppose.
Come again.
Thank you, come again. In the far north and seas west of Altena is Dragon Island. The Dragon Lord you've all heard about so much lately lives in Crystal Desert, which covers half of the island. That dragon is scarily strong. He's smarter than humans, and that's not all. He even plans to level Peta and get rid of the stores of weapons and equipment. Just in case. Because I got plenty of money. Let's buy the best available in shop weapon for everybody. Just in case I run into something where I do some class change stuff in the post-game and suddenly can't equip the weapons that were class-specific. The weapons we're getting from seeds are probably class-specific. There's a large castle deep in the jungle called Broad Palace. I've already told you about this. What are you doing bothering me again? Alright, well that's the weapon store. Maybe there is no armor store. Or maybe there is, and it was right there. Oh, never mind. I need to climb up here. I need to climb up here. Wow. Hey, it's Goku. That is the Golden Knight. Okay. Interesting. So that's the Golden Knight, and that's King Richard. Let's bypass them.
Welcome. Come, take a look.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. This stuff may be class specific, so I will buy it, but I won't equip it.
I love shopping. I'll make use of this. Ooh,
She actually will equip her stuff because it is better.
good work.
This stuff could be class specific too, but I'd be more inclined to think. And I finally took a big bite out of my money with all that too. Yikes! I need to be a little more careful. But yeah, I'm less inclined to think. She's like, "Hey, Dad, look at me." She was doing this kind of quasi. I don't know. Maybe it was in my head, but she seemed like she was kind of showing off her feminine wiles a bit. And I was like, I think that's your dad, Angela. I think that's your dad. See, I don't know who I want to talk to first. Because sometimes you touch a gold star and the other gold stars disappear. So this is almost certainly overkill, but I kind of want to save my game here in case we accidentally mess up our chance to talk with King Richard in this.
Welcome.
So I'm going to save. Little Cactus has already paid our way at this inn, apparently.
Come again.
Little Cactus card. Never leave home without it. It's the Players Club card, baby. But yeah, I'm thinking Prophecy Guy there is probably going to advance the story. And I'm not sure that we would have these characters if we didn't have Duran in the party. But we might. I don't know. Me, the Hero King? You must be my father, Balsena. He's getting on in years, but he's still a great king. I'm merely a prince. Of course, I'll be killing him and taking over soon. Father, you are no longer strong enough to bear the weight of your crown and other evil stuff. I hope this is Duran's scene. Yeah.
Is that you? You can't go off to fight the Dragon Lord.
Whoa! Calm down. My son is only 5 years old.
He's only 17.
Oh, you do look familiar. I hope my son grows into a fine man like you someday.
Random stranger who's trying to stop me from going on my quest.
Preparations are ready. Let us be off to the Dragon Lord's lair in Dragon's Maw.
Shouldn't we get a spellcaster to join our party? We need at least 3 people.
Dad!
I mean, you could give him like a hamstring injury. Something non-fatal that'll stop him from going on his quest. Well, that was emotional.
I got Prince Richard and Gold Knight to give me their autographs.
That's great, kid. Boom! Break the legs. Save a little time. I guess we could try to look at the prophecy without this guy's guidance. You can't read the ancient script. It's in Doctor's handwriting.
This stone tablet contains the goddess's prophecy about the world's end. You can't read it.
Idiot.
Fine. I will interpret the text for you.
I can't listen to you. You look too much like Jose.
The world will fall to ruin.
Oh, cool.
The tree will wither. The sword will be corrupted, and despair will reign in the dragon's domain.
Hey, nice rhyme.
But 3 heroes.
Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan.
The rest of the
Or
stone was broken off.
Sun Jian, depending on
I'm
which
sure
version.
it further describes the world's destruction at the dragon's hand.
There's 3 heroes mentioned at the end, dumbass. I mean, you don't have to piece together that it's us, but you don't think the 3 heroes being mentioned at the very end might have something to do with things?
But we needn't worry yet. The Prince of Volsena and his Golden Knight are on their way to drive the dragons out. The Dragon Lord stands no chance.
The prophecy, by the way, is going to vary depending on who your party is. Just, you know, if you hadn't pieced that together yet.
Since the prophecy said 3 heroes, it probably wasn't even talking about the Dragon Lord. His Highness is suiting up as we speak, you know.
Well, why don't one of us go with them? I volunteered Duran. Then they could be the 3 heroes. We don't have to do any work.
Go to the Mana Stone Scholar.
This stone tablet contains the goddess's prophecy about the world.
Ah,
The
damn it.
world
I did
will
not
fall
think he was going to repeat the whole
rest of the
thing.
stone was broken off. But we needn't worry yet. The Prince of Volsena, since the prophecy said 3 heroes, it probably wasn't even talking about the dragon.
In this land today. Liu Bei.
Tidus is suiting up as we speak, you know.
I can't hear you anymore. Liu Bei. In this land today, there are but 3 true heroes. Can you name them? Well, can you? I'm asking Liu Bei. I'm interested. Okay, so now this guy's here. We came in here before.
Well, yes, I am a Mana Stone scholar.
I'm also going to trick you into becoming a ghost.
There were once 8 Mana Stones.
8!
But, alas, with the Darkstone lost, there are only 7.
It's so sad. The Darkstone was really cool. I'm so glad there was an ominous object called the Darkstone threatening our world, and I'm just terrified, or rather very upset that it's now gone.
However, after exhaustive research, I have concluded that the Darkstone could be around Dragon's Maw. Most likely in Crystal Desert.
This is also something that depends on what your party is. So the game is telling us to go to...
Head next.
Woohoo!
Looks like we're heading to Crystal Desert.
The Crystal Desert is being filled 1,000 somethings. 1 billion whatevers. Alright, let's get out of here. So we can't, as far as I know, get into any more of the Jungle of Illusions, which is where the dragon, or the Darkness Stone would be located there if we were choosing a different path. And heck, if I would be like, oh, I've done all this research, it turns out it's like right there. Like, on the island we're already on. Go figure. Then again, there's no particular reason a friendly human village would be in the Devil's Desert, even if it sounds pretty neat, which is where we're heading now.
I'm glad we found a lead on the Benevodon of Darkness.
So happy.
This is the last
Oh my god.
one.
Oh my god, guys.
Gotta get to that desert.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add? There'll be 2 little cactuses here. 1, 2, and then I'll have 2 left to find. Oh, actually, this might be a good time to do this. Got all the little cactuses there, all the little cactuses there, all the little cactuses there. This only works for the place that I can, the places I can see. And I missed a lot of treasure boxes in Frolia. Oh, because I guess we can't even get in there. Yeah, we should, as long as I'm being careful as we go. I've gotten all the little cactuses it's possible to get up to this point. Which means I probably shouldn't have to be checking this. I think that's the final area for, like, Hawk and Risa. I do not remember. But yeah, this is the final area for Angela and Duran. And then this area here, which we just had that one town, this whole area we would open up and explore if we were playing as Kevin or Shawit. So let's continue. We will alight at Crystal Desert. There's no real explanation for why the Darkness Stone shows up at wherever it shows up. It's just a way to have that be like the last thing you do before you get into the final layer of the baddies. So there will be a little bit of a plot twist, not a shocking plot twist. We're not going to blow your mind when it comes, but when we defeat the last Benevodon, there's a little bit of a plot twist before we return to our focus to whooping up on Darkshine Knight, Crimson Mage, and eventually the Dragon Lord himself, whom we haven't even met yet. One of the...
This is Crystal Desert, the place the Mana Stone scholar mentioned.
Yes.
Hurry up, Angela. We gotta find that Darkstone. Once that Benevodon's out of the picture, we're going after the Crimson Wizard.
Of
Yeah.
course. We're unstoppable if we work together. Don't you disappoint me, Duran.
Okay, I think that's probably one of the tiny little bits of dialogue that has people convinced they're shipped. Elemental combo, it's probably not useful here, because I'm not going to encounter things of consistent weakness. Defender... Power attack, recover 1 MP. Trying to figure out what it should be using here. 20% of changing MP needed for music or move. Yeah, whatever. Actually, Enigma, coupled with Duran having with him having the one that makes him easier to target, provoke, might be useful here. Because Angela's problem is that she's our primary damage dealer if the enemies stay off of her, and she can just bust out a spell to start. I'm trying to find. I thought there was one that makes her less likely to be interrupted when casting. Maybe I made that up. Maybe not. I'll keep tough on because I just won't remember to. I'm unlikely to remember to switch it off. He doesn't. That thing absorb. Well, fire is definitely not the thing to use then. Curious if this thing has a weakness. Assuming you guys have no effect. I thought you might absorb it actually. I think weak against ice. These guys would not be affected by it. Let's get rid of it first. It feels like it's more threatening. Well, I guess it's not going to be useful until I get its armor off. Yeah, it really isn't targeting Angela, though. I got to say that. He's whacking the shit out of it, and it's kind of ignoring her. That seems to be a good combo for me, actually. I like it. Got an experience boost out of that thanks to the powers of Little Cactus, our little friend in the little digital age. Well, I mean, maybe that just was particularly effective against that enemy, and it won't always work that way, but... Oh, come on over here. Yeah. It might mess up... Doppelganger a bit, because Doppelganger does work best if they're charging Angela, but she gets it off right before they get to her. Because they're all charging Angela, they all get packed up together near Angela, they all get whacked. So maybe it's not quite as good as I thought it was, but it's certainly useful in some situations. Doubt it does that much against boss AI activity, but it might. Honestly, I gotta take a look too at Shawwood's Might be good. What was I trying to get to? Ow, ow, ow. Because Duran seems to be tanking it pretty good, but it's just possible. Putting that on Charlotte and giving her all defensive boosts might work too. She doesn't have it. Well, she doesn't have any. Really? Is that what we got to do?
I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's go.
How do I get to this thing? Probably from up here somehow, maybe? Doesn't look like we can get up there that way. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of time to call it a video anyway, I suppose. This is one of the last big maps in the game, so we can expect it to be a pain in the ass.
Retreat!
Don't seem to be allowed to jump down there, eh? Those are some kind of new Bushido enemies. Interesting. Alright, well, it's time to call it a video. When we come back next time, we will continue to explore. Oh, I have training points I haven't spent. I may or may not bother to spend those. But yeah, when we come back next time, The crystal desert is being filled with dead bodies of Evangelist foes. See you next time, guys.